Y'all get in here, let's go. This video has been requested numerous times, so me and Bubbles, who's that? You'll have to wait to find out, have decided today is the day. We're going to show you how to install electricity in your existing Liberty safe. Let's go. Enough. Very important to start off right now so that you understand very clearly. This video is intended for those who own a Liberty safe that's maybe 2, 5, 10, maybe even 15 years old, specifically because Liberty has a certain little cutout that they do in the steel in the back of their safes, ones that don't even come with power. So this video is going to be all about installing in that, okay? Ask questions in the comments if you're not 100% sure, but I think you'll be able to tell as we go through. We'll show you pictures of what the hole should look like in your safe, and we'll go from there. All right, let's keep going. So, minor unboxing. I'm not as cool as the guys who unbox stuff on the internet. So, here's my interpretation of it. Inside the box, we'll find a power cord, the electrical outlet kit itself, and then we've got a baggie with things like spacers and screws. Now, this, I'm gonna have to stop and talk about because in your world, you may need this. The safe we're actually gonna install on doesn't actually need these pieces. So, what are they? Why do we need them? Until the last, call it a couple years, because I'm terrible at time. Liberty didn't prep the walls of the safe inside the gypsum board. Again, they prepped the metal of the safe, so if you wanted to add this kit, it's fairly easy to do. And within this kit, you could do it. You pretty much needed everything here, plus a screwdriver and a hole saw. And again, in the last couple of years, they've kind of started prepping the gypsum board on the inside, which you'll see what I'm about to do. So if you've had one that's, you'll know, when we get into the safe and we show you what I'm looking at, you'll be able to pretty quickly decide, hey, do I see what he sees or not? And so with that, that's what this guide rod is for, if your safe looks different than the one we're about to work on, okay? You'll need the guide rod and you'll need the hole saw centering guide. So again, the metal in the back of the safe is prepped so that you should see one of these, but it's blank. As opposed to this one has, bloop, a hole in it, yes? You should have one with no hole in it. Now, you would pop that out, pop this in its place. So imagine this is inside of your hole saw instead of a normal drill bit. So as you're drilling through, this is what's keeping you nice and straight as you're drilling through the gypsum board to make the hole on the inside. So if you do have that, again, I don't have that example here. If you guys call or chat or what is that thing called? The comment section and ask about it, I can walk you through it a little bit more, but it's really not bad. I will reach in there, take my razor knife, make a little slit, and then take my hole saw, kind of poke it through, and then what they show in this example is really good. Just hold the hole saw against the back wall, take your Sharpie or pen and just kind of round where your saw is gonna be, take it off, take your razor knife and just kind of cut outline you just made with your pen. That way, saw blade starts turning, it doesn't grab the material off the wall and pull it, which can happen, so be careful of that. Again, I won't spend a ton of time with that because again, unless you have one of these, this is for somebody who's definitely bought one in the last few years, right? But again, hole saw, poke it in there, trace it, razor knife, cut the trace, and then slowly run your drill until your hole saw cuts however many layers of steel gypsum board you have, stopping at the steel wall, okay? And then you would pick up and kind of follow us with the rest of this video. So, but again, if you order this, there are instructions on everything I just said, and it walks you through it fairly quickly and easily. Just remember to seriously do that. Don't mess around. Don't try to be, oh, I can drill anything. I'm sure you can, but you can also tear all that material off that back wall. Let's look at the one that I have here in front of us, which won't use that. So we'll go ahead and zoom in and show you what I'm talking about. And then I'll start doing the step by step. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get on in here. Take a real close look. So we've got this black circle. And again, depending on when yours was made, you will see the black circle, right? But look even closer. Around the black circle, you'll notice another circle within the carpet, the trunk liner material. So that is a pre-cut. So it's actually gonna be pretty simple for us to reach in and pop out not only the black circle, but we're actually going to remove that outer circle around it too. Now from out here, ta-da! Here's Robert. Here's Johnny. So, now I've popped all this out, and again, I've got this outer circle that we're gonna pop out next, and I probably can't do it from this angle. I'm gonna look to see just real quick. I don't wanna tear it up, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna go around that circle that's in there, And then we're gonna remove just this inner circle. So work that in there, right there. So they've actually given us a pretty nice pre-cut. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a game of, hey, how did they do it this time? I'm just working around and cutting just in their existing cut mark. Again, slicey slicer. Aha! So we have very simply just kind of removed what they've already done for us so that we can now install our outlet kit. All right, next step. I threw this in there just so you can kind of see. I mean, hey, look, we're doing a real video, guys. I am laying on the ground with you right now. Look here, we've got our spaces that we're looking for. They're showing us that there's red, white, and blue. God bless America, yes. You know your spacer, though, by how many sheets of gypsum board is in your safe. This particular safe has one layer, which tells us we're only going to need what? Oh, screws only. Haha, sweet. Look at the bottom row on my page there. Again, you should have this too already, but anyway, we're just gonna use the screws. We don't need any spacers. Now again, what is he talking about when he says there's only one layer of gypsum board? Well, literally, look here, yes, there's only one layer of this stuff back here, of sheet rock. See my quotation, sheet rock?
The gang's all here.
There's only one layer of gypsum board. So I know that I only have to use the screws. And so again, imagine too, for the folks that we were talking to in the beginning of the video that may not have this pre-cut out, that's all you're going to accomplish is this existing hole that's already here with the rod that we talked about and your 2 3/4 inch hole saw, and then using the pen and a really good point. Remember I kept telling you to use your razor blade in case yours is different? Well, that's why, because you can see even there, like some of the carpet wanted to come with me, even though it's quote unquote pre-cut. So we're gonna go ahead and slide this through next, because that's all that we're at now is getting this in place, okay? So we're gonna grab the plate that we need for this and then the screws, and we're actually going to go ahead and start screwing this in. Let's go. Again, if you're using the spacer, it looks like this. Yeah, and all we did there was spacer, oh, because you're gonna wonder what holes to use, right? There's all these holes everywhere. So again, that stud diagonally, I'm using this hole here that is obviously already recessed. So screw and diagonally, screw into, and before it goes too far, and I know that I'm moving around a lot, I'm sorry. See that stud down there? So I'm gonna put the spacer right on that stud and run the screw through it, and then line it up real nice like, push it through, there you go. And so then, this might be loud, sorry. See what I'm doing? I'm just, don't have to be super tight. Run that down in there. And so again, if you have multiple layers and you have to use the blue one, or the blue spacers, excuse me, then yours would look like this. And at this point, you would simply then just logo up, push this through to move on to the next step, okay? I wanted you to see what that looked like and maybe how to do that, just in case. So no matter what, it's like your good buddy Rob, A1EDU, is there with you, helping you, answering questions as you go along. So spacer, just fit snugged in there. I drop a screw in it and I tighten it down, okay? And hey, if the screw and the spacer doesn't feel just right or whatever, again, you can trim and remove. That's why you've got those super long ones so you can get yours to fit, or what feels just right. And what feels just right, to answer that question, is that after you screw this in, there's a back plate on the next step, as long as this isn't too loose in the wall. And that's when you know your length and everything is right. We're gonna move on to that next step on the back of the safe. So, okay, last shot was, you saw we just kind of set this in place from inside. I brought it back here because we need to talk back here, but I want you to see it from every angle, okay? So imagine all I did was set it in the hole. And by that, I mean this smaller rectangle here, just in like the dead center, is basically inside of this smaller rectangle here. And it's just kind of resting right now. And you'll see why having a set of hands for the next step is gonna be really, I don't want to say crucial. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's something to think about. Something else to think about, okay? Do not, I'm telling you, as your friendly neighborhood locksmith, do not grab these screws and the plate to attach this with your cordless drill. It didn't go well for me. So I'd rather tell you that now so you don't make the same mistakes I did. as you see here, I attempted to use my cordless drill, and I don't know if it's just because of the angle I was at, trying to, you know, stay out of the frame of the camera or whatever. These dudes stripped out pretty quick and easy. So I'll be honest with you, I then tried to take them out or run them in by hand with my Phillips head screwdriver, and it was almost too late. The screws that I'm supposed to be using for this next step, I've kind of messed up. Don't do what I did. My recommendation at this point is to take your electrical outlet kit here and run these by hand with a Phillips head screwdriver first. Go ahead and run them all the way down, all the way out, and that way they're kind of already threaded, because essentially you don't want to lose these screws. That's not big of a deal, if I'm being honest with you. Depending on your DIY capabilities, you could just take a screw like this, run to the Depot or the Lowe's and, you know, find something close enough and not have to worry about it. Then you can use your cordless drill. But if not, again, take these 2 screws, use your handheld screwdriver, and go ahead and run these first by hand before you insert this plate into the safe, okay? We're gonna go ahead and set this in place, but I tell you what, I think we're actually at that point. I think we're ready to do it. So, in order to run these, like I said, we're gonna have to set this back in the safe in place, and in order to do that, I'm gonna have somebody help me by pushing on it on the inside. So in this case, I'm actually going to ask Bubbles to go and put this on the inside and hold it in place for me. Bubbles, please show yourself. All right. Take this with you, please. There we go. So she sets that on the inside for us. I set the plate over it, take my screws, and I'm just gonna gently reach in there until I feel it touching. There we go. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, just keep it lined up, and it's touching. It's gonna take me an hour, but we might even do like a fast forward or a time lapse. You call that a time lapse? Okay, you can relax. Ta-da! So I did it by hand, and because I messed up, guys, I ended up using the slightly longer screws, which take me even longer to get those in there. Because again, you're supposed to be using these screws, but I stripped mine out. Take your time, go ahead and run these by hand first. That'll thread that hole before you get to this last scene where you're putting them in here. Or run to Home Depot and find a replacement screw that's not gonna strip out so quick and easy. That's really all it is right there, is that plate goes on, that screws in. And so now I'm wiggling it to make sure, but that's pretty tight. So again, just to make sure we did it right. No wiggle wiggle. So now it's time to round this thing up with an epic clean up and plug in montage. There we go. We have officially installed our Liberty Outlet kit. Took us step by step. We found some few things that were flawed, but that's what I want to do here. I'd rather it be real. I'd rather find these things now. I'm not trying to give you some high-produced DIY channel business. Things happen, man. So just watch out for some of the things I talked about and ask questions down in the comment section. This thing's only like 40 bucks to order yourself. And first timers, I'll be honest with you, yeah, you're gonna spend about 30 maybe minutes, maybe 60 minutes putting this thing in. A second hand helps. But yeah, once I've got it on, I think there's a little blue LED light that I have. You see that? Is that in there? I think there's a blue LED light at the bottom of it. But as you saw, we just plugged the phone in just so we could see that we're charged or charging. And now we can hook up light, dehumidifier, hard drives, whatever. Now we have power inside the safe so we can light the world up, right? So I appreciate you watching. Ladies, shout out again. Make sure you're hitting that comment section. Let everybody know you're here. And anybody who pulls this off, make sure you drop it down in the comment section and say, hey man, this worked for me or not. And of course, as always, we ask that you like, subscribe, share. Is there room for a notification bell? No. Fair enough. Hopefully this was helpful. And again, ask questions, guys. And thanks again for being here and watching. I am Robert with A1EDU, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.